こんばんは。ちょっと配信お久しぶりです。動画を上げてたけど、聞こえてますか？初めてやるゲームなんで、音量バランスなんかあったらすぐ言ってください。シャーロック・ホームズ・ザ・Awakened。なんか結構前に出たゲームっぽいんですけど、リメイクが昨日かな出たみたいなんで、やっていこうと思います。ちょっとまだあれか、微妙にまだうるさいかな。よし、やってきます。なんかクトゥルフ神話とかが話に入ってくるっぽいんだよね。チャプター1、ロンドンの影、ベーカー町。僕の立ち位置もここでいいのか。
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan.
散らかってんね。
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely,
今日の新聞を見つけるのは朝飯前だろうな。どこにあ
They
る？
are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
すっげえ右耳から声が。これを使って対象とインタラクトするには平要素。
This mess is getting out of hand. What will the landlady think?
とりあえずちょっと今回はコントローラーでやってみてるんだよね。特に探索できるところはない感じか。普通の人間は考えは壁じゃなくて紙に書くんだよ。
Your mail is on the table, Holmes.
移動する、視点を動かす、長押しで調査をする、やめる、調査をする。ロンドン訪問中に数々の不幸な事件が重なり、英国とスウェーデンの外交関係に大きな緊張が走っている。特に長年王妃を仕えてきた個人の失踪した事件は、英国の外交団の顔に大きな泥を塗ることとなった。警護人は非番を利用してロンドンを散策していたが、当日の夜の仕事のこうか。警察の公団とは本人。 なるほど。戻る。
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
これは違うんだ。一旦これか。
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
パンツの方に
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
とこれか。操作むずいな、なんか。
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
バーナー。なるほど。こうやって調査
I
をし
don't
て
see
いく
the
と。
strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
ホームズ
Well,
若
I
いな。
used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, no, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
おう。新聞を探しに行くということだね。うんうん。
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
めっちゃ怒られてんじゃん。なんかそれ腹立てるわな。どんどん
Now
雨降
look
っ
at
てる
me.
な。
If you want the newspaper, you'll have to get your hands dirty.
あー、閉じ込められた。
If you come across one of my drafts,
ちょっと閉じ込められた。
then
ちょ。あ、開けてくれた。どこ？ここ？
if I'm honest, part of me will enjoy watching you rifle through
い
rubbish.
や、あれだけ散らかし
Seems
たんだ
only
から。
fair after what you did to our flat.
これではない。外か。歩むようであり、天候に適した服装が必要となるだろう。ん？操作手帳を開き、衣装をタブに移動して帽子を身につけよう。これか。操作むずいな。選択。帽子だけでいいの？暴風用、嵐がやってくる。ふんふんふん。操作むずいな。ちょっと丸眼鏡つけといて。まあ一旦ヒゲはいいか。ワトソンも着替えさせられるのか。ちょっと帽子かぶっといてもらうか。ちょっとボタンの表示がさ、今のコントローラーと全然違うからむずいな。何ボタンか全然わからん。あー、通れねえ。そこ立たれると通れないんだよね。あ、しっかり。 帽子身につけたからこれでいいんだよね。そういうことじゃないのかな。
If I'm honest, part of me will enjoy watching you rifle through rubbish. Seems only fair after what you did to our flat.
これはここね。
A cactus spine. If it gets in your
Saboteur
skin,
no
it's
hari.
awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
毒殺しようとした。
You? That's madness.
長押し。
Get the strand. Get your copy
Sure.
of the strand here.
言ってる。
Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just saw
Blast. Then why are you still here?
なぜま
boss
だここに。
pays by the hour.
時給制だから
No
早
sense
く帰
in
っても意味
returning
がない。
early.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me,
何で
mister.
も知ってる
And。tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Sure, now I can take the day off.
玄関先の男について、男はどこへ去った。
can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they
たくさ
were.
んの本を運
Never
んで、
heard of a well-read
読
assassin.
者好きの殺者。
Can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises.
どこ
Did
へ
you
去っ
see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer.
た。銃声みたいな
Then there's a
大
loud
きな音がした。
I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way
ど
did
こ
he
へ去
go?
った。
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears.
ふん
If
ふん
you
ふん
have more shillings.
情報屋だね。
Get the strand. Get your
お、
copy of the
コメン
strand
トあり
here.
がとうございます。基礎カラーって時間かかりますか？時間かかりますか？
Get the strand. Get your copy of the strand here.
する人にもよるけど、やっぱブリーチとカラーだったら
Get the strand. Get your copy of the
2
strand
時間
here.
半から3時間前後はかかるんじゃないですかね。かかる。
Get the
やる色に
strand.
もよるけ
Get
ど
your copy of the strand here.
3時間弱ぐらいはかかると思いますね。ありがとうございます。質問くれて。
Get the strand. Get your copy of the strand here. I'll stand watch, just in case the strange man comes back.
ここで見張っていると。そして手帳を開こうと。得られた証言は少ない。不審などに気づいたが、物音が聞こえたそうだ。配達物の中にその手の本があった。不幸な事件が重なり、あ、これはあったやつだ。新聞を読めなくした犯人は。
copy of the strand here.
正しい証
Get
拠を
the
選
strand.
択する
Get
必
your
要がある。
copy of the strand here.
ほうほう。物的証拠。重要な疑問が明らかになる。チャプターに進んで全ての疑問を回答しなければならない。ふんふんふん。観察結果。証言は少ない。んどういうこと？信号になく下の本屋のバーツ。計画に加担して。ああ、そういうことか。新聞売りの話では不審な男が大量の本を抱えていたという。そして、今朝本屋のバーンズ氏がワトソン先生の本を調達した。バーンズ氏を訪ねるべきだろう。なるほど、そういうことになるのか。バーンズ氏が計画に加担している。新聞売りの話は不審な男は大量の本を抱えていて、本を配達した。本にはバーンズの名刺が挟まれており、住所が
Come
記
now,
され
Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a
Get the
game.
strand. Get your copy of the strand here.
Do you even have enemies that
敵がい
would
るとは
want
ま
to
さか。
kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
本屋の写真を証拠に固定。本屋の写真。ああ、もう証拠手に持
How
ってる
about
状
that
態か。
Bogle fellow? He seems rather obsessed with you. Would he do something like this?
定して本屋の場所を見つけると。
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
看板が出てて、どこだ。走ります。ホームズ走ります。ほうほうほう。ここではないな。ではないな。マップどんぐらい広いんだこれ。どうやらこっちではないか。こっち行ってみるか。バーンズの本屋ってどれ？あ、これか。どうもこんにちは。こんにちは。中入っちゃった。
Why go through all this scheming to murder you? A spine stuck to the newspaper is hardly lethal.
何を探してるんだろう。ここは本屋ですか。こんにちは。観察する。こんにちは。目の下のクマ。長時間労働の結果。インク、新聞のインク。見ます。じろじろ見ます。操作むずいなこれ。左膝に大きく体重がかかっている。あ、右膝か。右足に大きく体重がかかっている。左足を引きずっている。かかとの高い靴。身長を高く見せようとしている。足を引きずっており、長時間労働の結果、目の下にクマができてしまっている。自信に欠けており、上げ底の靴を履いて背を高く見せようとしている。暗殺計画に加担しているとは考えられないが、手に付着したインクは彼を新聞を汚した張本に至ることを示している。とはいえ、壮大な計画の一つ、コマの一つとして知られずに利用されている可能性もある。脅迫され、引っ込まれたのかもしれない。むずくないこれ。でも足を引きずっていることの理由がさ、こっちって明確じゃないけど、こっちはなんか襲撃されたって決め打ってるよね。今後の収益を防ぐため。 旦こっちにしとく。
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
ん
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now, will you please?
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
うん。
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we read
急に怪しい
a
な。
month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
No, really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Apologies, but I can't hear you.
すごいな。そんなことあるんだ。
The ladder is broken.
破損している。壊れてからそう時間は経っていないようだ。じゃあさっきの選択も間違ってたっつうかなんつうか。しっかりあれかな。脅されてんのかな。
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
ここまで不気味な絵は見たことがない。
So, Barnes has a dog
犬を
now.
飼ってる。
Who's a good boy?
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
今回いくらなんでも彼らしくないと。
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried
任務
flowers are
完了とと
replaced
も
when
に
the
枯れ
job
た
is
木。
done. I wonder who the recipient is.
ああ、なるほどね。
The finest view London has to offer.
うん。
An improvised
目立つ
stand,
即
but it does
席
make
の
the
台。
flowers more visible.
なるほど。じゃあしっかり協力してるな。
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
一旦終わり。あ、まだあった。外来植物の目録。
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
暗号解読の記暗号学。
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in
本が好き。
London where you are shunned for making a racket. Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
大抵目指すところにある。
May I ask you something?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
悪いが知らない。
May I ask for your assistance?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
おう。
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
なんかいるぞ。用
Are
として
you
ますか
able to help me?
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
あっちには行けないな。枯れた花が窓際に飾られ、重ねて漱石の台に置かれていた。目立たせるための計らい。大量の本を抱えていた。いやーでもこれ加担してるよな。新聞売りの少年からやられた。まずは奇妙な行動をとっている理由。これではないと。なるほどね。もうこれは合ってんのかな。でもとなると新聞売りの証言か。で、あれ違う。違うな。と何の並べ替えなんだこれ。 操作むずいなこれ。ってことはまだ証拠不十分ってこと？ヘルプ。ふんふんふんふん。そうか。ってことは、現場を調べるっていうアイコンがついてて、間違えた。マジで操作むずい。なるほどね。
Could you help me?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
やばい、お腹すいた。
Help me, please.
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
力になれないそうな。
Is this familiar to you?
I can't help you with that, sir.
Excuse me, just one question.
No, I don't know anything about that.
猫に聞くのが。ナイフ持ってる。
May I ask for your assistance?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
なんでナイフ持ってる？こんにちは。
May I ask for your assistance?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this. こんなとこまで来てよかったのだろうか。こんにちは。
May I ask you something?
I can't help you with this.
っていうかあれだよな。今さら何を聞いて回ってるんだ今。そもそも。
Can I ask you a question?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
どう
Help me,
も。
please.
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
これでさっきの裏側に来た感じか。この人聞いたもんね。どうも。
Are you able to help me?
Oh, if only I could help you with this.
あ、違うわ。花屋さんに来ゃいいのか。
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
うん。ああ。
Familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin? The pot is damaged. The blow is severe, but softened by something. It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
ほうほうほう。なるほどね。
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
こんにちは。化粧をしている。おしゃれか悲しみを隠すため。ふんふんふん。うん。店に来てから履き替えた。花屋の仕事には適さない。視線を避けているのが注意が散漫なのか。死をそういうよりも中であることを示す胸飾りを身につけている。仕事に不向き。ついては過去に車に履き替えたのだろう。通りへと向けは何かを探しているようだ。誰かを待っているのだろうか。悲しみを乗り越えようとしているのがわかる。注意引くとにかく再びおしゃれを楽しんでいるだけなのかもしれない。気象で隠している。区外の仕事には不向きだ。ついておらず控えたのだろう。わからんな。でも誰かを待っている。誰かを待っているか。うわ、ここの人物像の完成が毎回むずいな。っていうか俺の位置むずいな。俺さっきから結構もういろんなものに被ってるかな、もしかして。誰かを待っているだとなんか協力者とかが出てきたりすんのか。やばい、全然わからん。一旦こっちにしてみるか。
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself,
うん、
Mr.
合っ
Holmes.
てるってことか。うん。なんだろ
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
う。そういうことではないということか。うん。
One of these things is not like the other.
ふんふん。
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came
休
back
憩
from
から
my
戻って
break.
きたらサボテンが置いてあった。
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
ん
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
ノエライ夫人とが自分に向けられたものであることを望んでいる。
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I don't know anything about this, sorry.
やばいやばい。
Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course. But we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk
散
in the
歩に
park
連れ
with
て
my
行く
dog.
のですが、
And most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached.
足元がおぼつかない様
We've
子。
never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
なるほど。ふんふんふん。
うん。これはここにはもうないのかな。
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
もうないか。
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in
答え
plain
は大
sight?
抵目立つ場所にある。
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
ワンコ。
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original. The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
あとなんだ。
Do you know anything about this?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Could you help me?
I can't help you with that, sir.
やっぱ聞いて回るのは全
May
然
I
違う
ask
か。
you something?
I wish I could help, but I know nothing.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
A lady doesn't know about such things.
Are you able to help me?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
雨の中で果物持ってどういう状態？
Are you able to help me?
I can't help you with that, sir.
やっぱあれかな。枯れた花がいて、売り物のバラ。サボテン。バーンズ氏はフレミングが大好き。バーンズは枯れた花を置き、注意を引こうとしている。花は見かねた夫人が水をやりを受験しているため店を訪れるように仕向けているためのものか、単に必死になっているかのどっちかだ。身分を隠し、机の上の目録で注文したサボテンを送った。贈り物としては疑問符がつくが、目録で不老不死を象徴されるサボテンは彼にとっては永遠の愛の象徴なのだろう。なるほど。このサボテンがベーカー街で、なるほど。なるほどね。
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
じゃあやっぱりバーンズは加担はしてないのか。怪しいけど。こんにちは。
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You placed flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus and your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
めちゃめちゃ言うな。
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
僕の専門じゃない。どうすればいいか教える。
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
お、笑った。じゃあ爆音はまた別ってことか。関係ないってことだ。複数の爆発が発生した。
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
助言するのホームズらしくはないけどな。
Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
一旦家に帰るのかな。
Well, that was an utter
時
waste
間の
of
無駄だっ
time.
た。
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition, and that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
若いな
Back
ぁ
to my news
ホー
from
ムズ
earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine,
使用人
Captain
が失踪した話を
Stenwick,
聞
told
いた
me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But
It's brilliant. Let's go.
oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
ああで失踪事件の解決に向かうわけだ。どこなの？同じ通りに立っている。こっち指してた？
Not much further now.
もうすぐ着くとな。ん？行き過ぎてるわけではない。
Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop. Stenwick is just down the street from
通
Barnes's
りを進んだ先ってどこ？ここですか？違いますか？
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone.
そうの手続きは。
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles, and it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
なぜ捜査をしない？
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
When did you last see your servant?
最後
Kimmy
に見
here
たのは
normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself.
一昨日の
Must have
夜。
escaped the night before yesterday.
Tell me about Kimahia.
特徴。
He's foreign, a Maori, all the way from New Zealand.
マオリ
Biggest
人。
man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos.
暗い色の髪と
He
恐ろしい
doesn't
レ
speak
ズ
a
ミ。
whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't
裏
miss it.
庭のや
Did
つ
you
の
search the room?
小屋の中
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
Is there any reason
逃げた
Kimahia
理由
may
に
have left?
心当たり。
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
キャベツ。
I take it this is the first time Kimahia has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
野蛮人の群れから連れてきた。
Did Kimmer here make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
苦情入れようとしてる。
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone?
相変わらず雨なんだな。入らしてもらえるわけではないと。なんで首がない？うん。これは何？
Chewing tobacco.
うんうん。足跡。
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole.
29
These
セ
are a
ンチ。
workman's boots.
これなんだっけ？これどういうあれなんだ？ん？じゃあ操作がわかんない。集中モード？
Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
十分な証拠があればシャーロックの想像によって過去を再現できる。操作がむずい。操作がむずいし、どういうことかよくわからん。 とりあえず証拠が足んないってことでいいのか。なるほどね。操作がむずいな。
This lock is quite unusual. It
独
appears
特
that
な
the
情報。
key should be bent to the right. The rag reeks of smoke.
煙。
Someone plugged the chimney.
うん。
A scrap of Hessian.
ヘシアン。うん。
These were sturdy boxes. It would have
相当な
required a
力がかかる。
serious blow to break them.
うんうんうん。
A Maori nose flute. Ngurus,
あ
they're called.
あ、バオリジンって言ってたな。
Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? Is this a Taniwha, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
Is this a Taniwha, a
Taniwha.
Maori water spirit, or something else?
そこじゃなくてさ、こっちこっち。
Bottom chops, the remains of a meal.
バトンチョップ。
The ashes are long since cold.
灰は冷え切っていて。
A heavy chemical odor.
化学
Lend me
物
your nose,
質。
Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan.
麻薬。
That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
オピオイド。 うん。
No air coming through it.
うん。これは
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
誰かが頭を打ちつけた。 なんだこれ。操作むずいなこれ。
A small navy spyglass.
船乗りが使う。終わりか。お、シャリ
Left these tracks. They seem fresh.
Hmm. 中も集中してみたらなんかあったりするか。なんかあるな。なるほどね。でそこで一回操作がむずい、わからん。一旦聞くか、話を。ふんふんふん。一回お話を。
I thought you were meant to be intelligent. Where on earth are you going with this?
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder
超
to
前
pick.
破り特別
Kimmy
性。
here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
タバコとしなんだ
The
こ
man
と。
doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimihir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
タバコを買えるわけがない。
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it. Where on earth are you going with this? Where on earth are you going with this?
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
靴
I
の
wouldn't
大き
have
さ
the。foggiest. But I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir's?
Yes, I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
ふんふん。
Why are you still here?
ふんふんふん。ということは。うーん。うんうん。で、うん。なるほどね。で、こっちが、ああ、外からね。あ、ちょっと、渡さんとくん。ふんふんふん。この辺とかはもう関係ないのか。
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
どこに続いている？紙タバコとまだ証拠が足んないよな。ちょっと待って。証拠を固定する。このマークは固定が必要で現場を調べると集中を使う。なるほどね。だからこれを固定してびっくりした。ワトソン君が。
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
ちょっと待ってよ。一旦 あった。カビが生えて壊れていてしばらく使われていない。なるほど。あった。草が生えてなくて頻繁に使われている。
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
なるほど。で、これか。運ばれてて、なるほど。で、情の鍵があるわけなんだが、なるほど。これがなくなってると。で、確定するってそういうことね。これがそれで、そっちだよな。これだこれ。これがあっての、こっちのイメージが違うわけだ。
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of
被入者は遠く
opportunity.
から君兵を監視
When
して
Kimihir went to sleep, the man
眠りに
crept
つ
up to
く
the
と
shack
忍
and
び寄っ
slipped
て麻
narcotics
薬
down
を
the
入れ
chimney
て
pipe, then blocked
布
it
で
with
封
a
をする。
Kimihir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimihir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
なるほど。で誘拐されたと。 誘拐されてますよ。こんにちは。
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell
犯
asleep,
人はキムヒ
he
ーを
slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep
昏睡
even
状
more
態にしたと。
soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know. Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me
犯
the
人にも興味が
claptrap
ないんだ。
boy, and
取り
go
戻
and
せれば。
fetch my servant.
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him. And you, sir, are a brute. The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
Yes, Stenwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
Hmm. すごいな。使用人を物置に済ましてたのか。で、ここから出ていくと。ん？どこだ？うん。
A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor? A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency. Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man? Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter. Then we're in agreement. Well done. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimihia's cart, I gather.
キミヒアの台車。あとはこれか。
Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair.
これ何のりなの結びね。どこに続いている。違うのか。あ？まだ証拠不十分か。そうだよね。違うもんね。まだ証拠がない、足りないのか。逆にこっちで行くと望遠鏡か。 船乗りってことになるよね。で、船乗り。船乗りであり、ロンドンにつながっ
The
ている
Strand
と。
proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident, Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
なるほど。これは報告が必要か？いらんか？一応自慢しとくか。
This dreary rain is making a miserable day even worse. Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
興味ないらしい。うん。なるほど。これどっから行けばいいんだか。
Let's just go. Stenwick wanted results, not pleasantries.
どっから行くんですか？どっから行くんだろう。間違えた。
Is this familiar to you?
No, I don't know anything about that.
全く迷子なんだが、どっから行くんだろう。
Where to go? The Port of London, please.
あ、
I
やっぱ
will
乗っ
show
て
you
よかっ
where
た
to
んだ。
stop.
お、チャプター2になった。これまだやれることあったのかな？
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
I do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps, before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson,
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued?
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. But without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimahir?
塩固定と。
It appears that the saltpeter explosion rattled the locals. Can't blame them for staying at home.
ちょうどチャプター変わったとこだし、いい時間だから今日はこれぐらいにしておきましょうかね。おもろいな。むずいけど操作感まだ全然慣れてないわ。書いてあるボタンの表記がプレステのコントローラー使ってから全然違うんだよな。よっしゃ、今日はこれぐらいでまた続きからやっていこうと思いますので、よかったらチャンネル登録と高評価をしてまた次回よろしくお願いします。Twitter 等のフォローもよろしくお願いします。では、またのお越しをお待ちしてます。おやすみなさい。じゃあね。